this is part 2 of the video where I talk about how to manage both school and coaching all together. If you have not seen part 1, you might want to go and watch that before you come here. And if you have seen part 1, then what are you waiting for? Let's get into the video, people. The next thing which I want to talk about is not really talked upon by most people. I don't really know why. But that is to see the positive side of attending both school and coaching. See, you're doing things which most people avoid. You're managing both school and coaching, whereas majority of the NEET aspirants escape from one of them. So what I'm trying to get at is, you're learning how to multitask from a young age, and this particular trait is really important when you become a doctor. And although I'm not a doctor now, because you're mastering these things from a really young age, it's really going to help you in the long run. And also because you don't go to a dummy school, you're going to be so much prouder of yourself once you've come out of this NEET journey. And once you look back and you'll be like, oh my god, I managed both of them, it's really going to hit you differently and you're going to be so proud of yourself. So having that positive mindset does help you to maintain that optimism and prevent yourself from burning out. The next thing which you all probably want to know about is, how do you manage backlogs? And I'm thinking of making a separate video talking about how I did for mine. But if I talk about the 11th standard, I found the transition from 10th to 11th to be incredibly tough and difficult. Like, we were just learning tiny stuff about quantum physics or photoelectric effect, and that was like kind of scary for me because I was coming from somewhere to somewhere. And like towards the end of 11th, it looked like I had wasted my entire 11th standard, even though I had been academically consistent in all of them. And I knew that carrying backlogs of 11th to 12th would be a very bad decision of mine. And that's because like a lot of the 12th standard concepts are interrelated to the 11th standard. So what I did was I utilized the 11th standard summer holidays completely. So there were 2 months holidays, and I utilized every single minute of that to try and reduce my backlogs. And because I had a lot, I had to prioritize again. So I knew that mastering general organic chemistry was an essentiality in order to be understanding the future organic concepts of 12th standard. But I did not touch inorganic chemistry during those holidays. So that was one way I prioritized things. I also didn't study gravitation during those 2 months because I knew that it could be combined with electrostatics, that chapter, because they're very similar. So just having kind of an idea about your curriculum, your syllabus, your topics can help you in making a kind of rough schedule on how you want to go about things. So in 2 months, you can't cover the entire 11th standard syllabus, but you can cover the important parts which will help you in 12th standard. And at the end of 12th, there is some time for you to master the remaining topics. And you all know this, so I don't really have to say it, but social media doesn't really take you towards your end goal. So if you're like me, I easily get distracted and led away. So I didn't have Instagram back then. I did have WhatsApp, but whenever I used to study and I needed my phone, I would put it on focus mode, so no messages would come at that time. So it's like that do not disturb sign. So I'm just saying, if you're someone who can easily get carried away, or if you find it hard to set those limits to your entertainment zone, that's when these focus mode and all of that does help you. So for me it did, because I was able to study for long hours without getting distracted by a notification. So yeah, you can put on focus mode sometimes and it may help you, because it did for me. The last small tip that I want to talk about is save your energy. And I don't know how to explain this, but I'll try. So basically, whenever I was doing activities that were in no way related to my end goal, that is to do well in my NEET exam, and they were inevitable, that was when I would take a sort of passive attitude towards it. So whether it was attending school or whether it was going to these family events which were inevitable, at those points of time, I would be relaxed, refresh myself, and garner that energy and motivation to study when I came back. So maintaining that less serious attitude did help me to come back and do my self-study with that 100% motivation. So these were all the things I wanted to present to you today. If you wanted a recap, I can do that for you. 1. Set your priorities right. You should know what your main goal is and only work for that. Let everything else be in the background. 2. Watch one-shot videos. Sometimes detailed lectures will not work for you if it's like these small exams. So at that point of time, watch these one-shot videos and you can get that short-term memory to do well in the exam. 3 is to set your own deadlines and don't randomly follow what other people instruct you to. You can take your own sweet time, and it's only when you do that that you can feel less stressed out. And 4, see the positive sides of managing both of them. It's going to help you in the long run. So having that positive intuition can help you a lot. And 5, when it comes to backlogs, have a kind of idea about the curriculum and how important every single concept is. So when you have that rough schedule of yours, it'll be easier to manage the backlogs in limited amount of time. 6 is not really a tip, but kind of stay away from social media, because you're already limiting your time by going to school and coaching. And with that little time left, do you really want to spend all of it on social media? Not me. 7 is save your energy for the important parts. Whenever you're taking part in activities which are secondary to you, that's when you should take a more of a passive attitude towards it. So yes, these were all the tips which I wanted to present. When I, found it hard to manage both school and coaching, I tried really hard to find videos which kind of talked about it. But most of the people attended these dummy schools, so they weren't really getting my perspective or how I felt. So I kind of hope this kind of fills that void. But try and follow these techniques and it will probably be useful for you. You can watch my previous video about motivation as well. So yes, that's it for now. Bye.